Good morning, everyone. How are you? Maybe it's night where you are, I don't know. But if you're on the East Coast of the United States, good morning to you. And I just wanted to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. Hi, my friends. I am Danielle German, the founder of the National Cat Groomers Institute. After opening a feline exclusive salon in South Carolina and rapidly growing my clientele into the thousands back before we had social media, I discovered that the pet grooming industry as a whole completely overlooked cat grooming as a viable vocation. So to fill that void, I did write the world's first certification standards, certification program, and training material for cat grooming, and have since trained students just like you from all over the globe. So today, during this episode of August Answers to Cat Grooming Questions, I'm going to share with you how some very specific tools can improve your cat grooming results and take away the uncertainty, the embarrassment, or frustration that is often a part of cat grooming. So here's the question I received for this week's episode. I am fairly new to cat grooming, and honestly, it's not something I'm sure I want to do because I'm embarrassed about the results. It's hit or miss to even be able to finish the groom on a cat. People seem to be okay with it though because it's a cat, but I want the results to be better. I've seen some of your photos and I love the results. Is there something I can do to improve? So here's my question. What role do tools and products play in skilled trade? I believe they play an incredibly important role. They can truly make or break your craft and your business. If I am a pastry chef and attempting to make a wedding cake for a client, using cake flour plus a secret ingredient or two in the recipe can make my cake go from well, it's a cake, to wow, this cake is amazing, the best I've ever tasted. And using a large, powerful mixer, such as a KitchenAid, can certainly speed up the entire process, saving heaps of time, versus using a wooden spoon and attempting to beat all those ingredients together by hand. If I use a butter knife from my silverware drawer to spread the icing on a cake, it will not look pretty. Trust me, I've done this. If, on the other hand, I use an angled icing blade, pastry frosting bags with couplers, and stainless steel icing tips, I just might end up with a nice looking cake. And I'm going to take this one step further and say that if I also take classes specifically about cake decorating and then practice what I learned in those classes, I might even end up with a beautiful cake and a happy bride and groom client. Plus, I'll have photos for my website and social media pages to further market my wedding cake services, as well as a check for services rendered that makes the entire wedding cake project well worth my time. So think of any skilled trade. What role do products and tools play in the ability to complete the job, do it well, and work efficiently so that the pay rate makes it worth our time? I don't want to minimize what I just said there. Makes the pay rate worth our time. So the question I received asks, is there something I can do to improve? And my answer is yes. There are several things you can do actually, but today I'm going to address one very specific thing. Make sure you are using the right products and tools for the job. I've got a list for you, so hang with me until the end of this episode to find out how you can get that freebie list. Most tools in the grooming industry were made specifically to work well on dogs, so not all of these things work equally well on cats. A good example of this would be clippers and blades. For well over a decade, I have been teaching other people how to groom cats. I have used or watched someone else use all manner of clipper brands and models on cats. Some work great, while others work about as well as a dull lawnmower in wet grass. When I see a student take 3 to 4 swipes down one single strip on a cat's back in an attempt to get things smooth while doing a line cut, I stop them. You see, this process, when repeated like this over the body of the cat, is equal to doing 3 to 4 line cuts on this one cat. Who's got time for that? Not the cat, I can promise you. Its turkey timer will run out well before the line cut is complete, resulting in an unfinished groom, an angry cat, a dissatisfied owner, and a frustrated groomer. By using a clipper and blade, as well as the proper handling techniques, a line cut can be done with one swipe down every strip of shaving on the cat's body with minimal touch-ups to remove the inevitable fluffies and finish up crisp leg lines after the bath and blow dry. Remember this, the owner is paying you for one line cut, not 3 or 4. If you do a line cut groom complete with bath and blow dry for $100 in 45 minutes, that's $133 an hour. If you take 2 swipes down every part of the cat to achieve the groom, you may well double the time required to complete this, hence knocking your hourly rate down to $66 an hour. If you go over a strip of shaved skin 3 times, you are increasing your groom time 3-fold, making your hourly rate only $44 an hour. Plus, you are not getting good results, I promise, because the cat is over it by now. There's nothing like sending home a botchy line cut groom with greasy, separated legs and head and your blood on the cat's ruff. Not pretty. Not good for your business unless you are trying to be known for this type of style. Tabletops are another example of how having the right type of tools and equipment can make or break your groom. I learned early on that using a groom table with a grippy, rubbery surface, as is necessary for dogs, gives a large, angry cat a lot of leverage over me. And this adds unnecessary danger to the groom. This grippy surface also irritates a cat and prevents me from being able to quickly spin a cat to a different position while it is still in its comfort position. When a cat lays on a table with its legs tucked up under it, that is the comfort position. This is where most cats are most comfortable. If I must pick a cat up off the table and move it a bit so I can keep working at the right angle, I am disturbing the cat in its comfort position and requiring it to readjust when I put it back down. If I repeat this over and over, let's say maybe 8 to 10 times, that cat is getting ticked off by then. And I still have to shave or comb out its belly. This is not good. Leaving the cat in its comfort position and simply turning it to face another direction without disturbing or disrupting that buys me a lot of time and keeps a calm kitty calm. And I am all about that. This can keep an aggressive cat relatively calm as well, if you know what you're doing. So what I'm telling you here, this is huge. No one ever believes me about this until they experience it themselves. So honestly, I don't expect you to believe me either until you try it out for yourself or watch one of the many video demos in any of the DVDs or online courses offered by the National Cat Groomers Institute. One of the greatest finds for my salon, as well as for the NCGI's cat grooming school back in the day, was the 24 by 36-inch stainless steel tables made for the restaurant industry. They are inexpensive compared to dog grooming tables, and they provide the slick surface to make the job so much easier, as well as provide for easy cleanup. Have you ever tried to get cat pee out of the crevices in a rubber top table? Not fun. 2 more examples of products or tools that can make or break your cat grooming are single hand control spray nozzles and Chubb's bars degreasing shampoo bars. Since I only have 2 hands, it only makes sense that one would need to be on the cat I am bathing while the other hand is controlling the water on and off as well as the volume of spray. I could tell you some horror stories about doing demos on a stage in front of hundreds of people with a tub setup that had the water on-off control somewhere else other than on the spray nozzle. Think loose fire hose here with a very wet speaker and wet attendees in the first 3 rows from the stage. If you don't have 3 arms, then make sure you have a single hand-control water nozzle attached to your tub for any cat bathing you do. Again, such a simple fix and yet such an amazing difference. You'll wonder why you didn't think of this sooner. I mentioned Chubb's bars because they degrease well. I invented this shampoo bar in bar form for that very purpose. It works because I made it work. And I've only found 2 shampoos on the face of this planet that do a thorough job of degreasing cats properly with as few applications as possible. One of those is Chubb's bars. 2 lathers and 2 rinses will get the job done for most cats that are on a regular schedule. If we use a product that doesn't work as well, it may take 5 to 6 lathers to get the job done halfway. Imagine the extra time required to bathe a cat 5 or 6 times versus only twice. Changing your shampoo could knock 15 to 20 minutes off your groom time right there alone. When you add up the time-saving features of just the tools and products I've mentioned here, you could easily knock a good 30 to 60 minutes off your cat groom time. That sounds awesome, doesn't it? You know, I've got a free webinar called The 3 Biggest Mistakes Groomers Make and How Not to Make It. If you want to hear a 1-hour program that dives deeper into this very topic, check the link out below for that. We'll post in the comments. And be sure to get into our free and open to all Facebook group, Intro to NCGI Cat Grooming, where you can find additional resources related to this episode, along with my list of must-have tools and products for safe, efficient, beautiful cat grooming. I tell you not only what those things are, but why I like them. All of this plus more is included on the cheat sheet for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to August Answers to Cat Grooming Questions. This is the last episode, and I hope they have been helpful to you. If you would like to rewatch any episodes or catch one you may have missed, they can all be found in the blog on the National Cat Groomers website. Simply go to nationalcatgroomers.com/blog to check those out. There are so many helpful blog posts there on a wide variety of topics, so be sure to take a look. nationalcatgroomers.com/blog, and have a great day.